Good morning, students. This is class 11, subject chemistry, chapter 7, equilibrium, and this is lecture number 4. Today in this lecture, we will discuss about application of equilibrium constant and factors affecting equilibrium. So we will begin with application of equilibrium constant. That means Kc. So your first application is predicting the extent of the reaction. So here, if there is large value of equilibrium constant and value is greater than 10 to the power 3, that means 1000. If value of equilibrium constant is greater than 10 to the power 3, that means reaction is in forward direction. Okay, that means reactants are converting into product. So reactants are converting into product and value of product is very high. So here formula of Kc is concentration of product divided by concentration of reactant. Now product is in numerator. If value of product is more, that means value in the numerator is more and in the denominator is less. So value of Kc will be high. So if value of Kc is high, that means reaction is in forward direction. So reactants will convert into product and reaction will be in forward direction. So here are some examples where hydrogen reacts with bromine and forms HBr, hydrogen bromide, and value of Kc is 5.4 into 10 to the power 18. So here you can see that the value of Kc is greater than 10 to the power 3. So by just observing the value of Kc, we can tell that which reaction is favored, whether it is forward reaction or backward reaction. In the same way, in this equation also, value of Kc is 4 into 10 to the power 31. So it is more than 10 to the power 3. So this reaction favors in forward direction. Okay, so this is the first application that just by observing the value of Kc, we can predict whether the reaction is in forward direction or in backward direction. Next one is, if the value of K is in between 10 to the power minus 3 to 10 to the power 3, that means concentration of reactant and product are comparable. So here, value when hydrogen reacts with iodine and forms hydrogen iodide, value of Kc is equal to 57. Okay, so this value is in between 10 to the power minus 3 to 10 to the power 3. So that means here this reaction is neither in forward direction nor in backward direction because concentration of reactants is comparable to the concentration of product. Now, in C part of the first application, if value of K is less than 10 to the power minus 3, that means 1 by 1000. That means backward reaction is favored. Because formula of Kc is concentration of product divided by concentration of reactant. And value of Kc will be less than 10 to the power minus 3 if denominator has large value. That means if reactant, concentration of reactant is more. Now if concentration of reactant is more, that means product is converting into reactant, right? So if product is converting into reactant, that means direction is backward. Okay, so low value of K means reaction is in backward direction. So here for this reaction, value of Kc is 4.8 into 10 to the power minus 31. So this value is less than 10 to the power minus 3. So that means this reaction is in backward direction. So this is first application. Now here this is a diagram which is showing the same thing, that if value of Kc lies between 10 to the power minus 3 to 10 to the power 3, that means concentration of reactant and product are comparable and they are in equilibrium. If value of Kc is less than 10 to the power minus 3, that means reaction is in backward direction. Reaction hardly proceeds. That means very less reactants converted into products. Okay, so reaction is in backward direction. And if value of Kc is more than 10 to the power 3, that means reaction proceeds almost to completion. Product is more, reactant is less. That means direction is forward direction. Now second is that it predicts the direction of the reaction. How? So here there is a new term that is known as concentration quotient or reaction quotient, and it is represented by Qc. Now what is QC? Formula is same as of equilibrium constant, that is concentration of product divided by concentration of reactant, and number of moles will go in par. Then what is the difference between QC and Kc? Now value of Kc is written at the equilibrium point and value of QC is written at any other stage other than equilibrium point. So here we will define it. At any stage of the reaction other than the stage of chemical equilibrium, concentration ratio as given by the expression for the law of chemical equilibrium is called concentration quotient or reaction quotient. Okay, so here you have to keep this point in mind, that the concentration is other than the stage of chemical equilibrium. This ratio is other than the stage of chemical equilibrium, and when we write value Kc, then that is at the equilibrium point when reaction is in equilibrium. Okay, and the value of QC is when reaction is not in equilibrium. Okay, so here if value of QC is equal to Kc, that means reaction is in equilibrium. If value of QC is greater than Kc, okay, then we have to make value of QC equal to Kc. Now QC is the value when there is no equilibrium, and we have to make the value of QC equal to Kc when reaction is in equilibrium. So how we can make value of QC equal to Kc? Now we have to increase the value, we have to decrease the value of QC because it is greater than Kc, right? So here our aim is we have to decrease the value of QC, and formula of QC is concentration of product divided by concentration of reactant. Now think about it, how you can decrease the value of QC. If you increase the value in denominator, then value of QC will decrease, right? And value in denominator is concentration of reactant. So if concentration of reactant increases and concentration of product in numerator decreases, then value of QC will decrease. And our aim is to decrease the value of QC so that it becomes equal to Kc. Okay, so here we have to increase value of concentration of reactant and we have to decrease value of product. So here look at this equation. Here if we increase the concentration of reactant and decrease the concentration of product, now concentration of product is decreasing. That means reaction will move in backward direction. So whenever QC is greater than Kc, then we have to make QC less. And how we can make its value less? By increasing the value in denominator, and in denominator there is concentration of reactant. That means we have to increase concentration of reactant and decrease the concentration of product. And product will decrease only when the reaction will move in backward direction. So for QC greater than Kc will tend to decrease so as to become equals to Kc. As a result, the reaction will proceed in the backward direction. I hope this point is clear, because next point is same as this point. In third point, QC is less than Kc. Okay, now we have to make value of QC equals to Kc. Now QC is less than Kc, that means we have to increase the value of QC. Now how we can increase the value of QC? Formula of QC is concentration of product divided by concentration of reactant, right? And we have to increase the value of QC. So we can increase the value of QC if concentration of product is more and concentration of reactant is less. So here, if concentration of reactant is less and concentration of product is more, that means reaction is moving in forward direction. So when reaction proceed in forward direction, then QC will becomes equal to Kc. Okay, so QC will tend to increase when reaction will proceed in the forward direction. So here this is second application. Here there is a graph. In first diagram QC is less than K, right, and we have to make its value equals to K. So its value becomes equal to K when reaction will move in forward direction. Here K is equal to Q Okay, so that means reaction is already in equilibrium. Here QC is greater than Kc. Okay, you can write QC or you can write Q. So Q is greater than K. So here we have to make value of Q equal to K. So we have to decrease the value of Q. And how we can decrease the value of Q? When reaction proceeds in backward direction. Okay. Now we will move to third application of equilibrium constant, calculating the equilibrium concentration. Okay, so here these are the steps, and we will take first one example. Okay, suppose this is a question: 0.1 mole of PCl5 is vaporized in a liter vessel at 26 degrees Celsius. Calculate the concentration of Cl2 at equilibrium if the equilibrium constant for the dissociation of PCl5 is given 0.0414. Okay, now next application of equilibrium constant is that we can find out concentration of PCl3 and Cl2 in reaction like this. Okay, so suppose this is the equation and this equation is in equilibrium, and here by just knowing the concentration of PCl5 and value of equilibrium constant, we can find out concentration of PCl3 and Cl2 at equilibrium point. How? First what you have to do, you have to write concentration of PCl5. Okay, what is the initial concentration of PCl5 in the starting of the reaction? So here it is mentioned that 0.1 mole of the PCl5. Okay, so here you will write 0.1 mole. And initially PCl3 and Cl2, they were having zero concentration. So here you will write 0, 0. Now we will write concentration at equilibrium point. Okay. Now as we are writing concentration, so the 0.1 is divided by 1 liter. So it will becomes equal to 0.1. Okay. Now concentration at equilibrium point. So here in this step, we will assume that at equilibrium point, concentration of PCl3 is X. In the same way, we will assume that concentration of Cl2 is X. We are assuming concentration of PCl3 and Cl2 same because number of moles of PCl3 and Cl2 are same. That means 1 mole, 1 mole. That is why concentration of PCl3 is X and concentration of Cl2 is also X. Now, if X moles of PCl3 and X moles of Cl2 is formed at equilibrium point, then how much amount of PCl5 is left? So here you will subtract 0.1 minus X. Okay, and this is the amount which is left at equilibrium point. So this will be the concentration of PCl5 at equilibrium point. Now remember, you must be thinking that here it should be 0.1 minus 2x because x plus x 2x. But that will be completely wrong because here we will not add it. We are writing their value according to number of moles. Okay, here number of moles of PCl5 is 1. Here number of moles of PCl3 is 1. Here number of moles of Cl2 is 1. So we will subtract it according to number of moles. Okay, their number of moles are equal to 1. So here you will subtract it 0.1 minus x. Okay. After that what you will do, here we will apply the formula. Kc is concentration of product divided by concentration of reactant. So here value of PCl3 is x at equilibrium point because we have assumed it, and Cl2 is also x, divided by concentration of PCl5 which is 0.1 minus x, and value Kc is given. So here you will put the values in the formula and you will calculate value of x. That will be the concentration of PCl3 at equilibrium point. Okay. So you will do calculation part by yourself. Now I will take one more example. Here in this equation, 2 moles of A plus B gives C plus 2 moles of D. Okay. And here initial concentration of 2 moles of A is A, which is given in the question. And here concentration of B is given, B moles per liter. Okay. And you have to find out value of C and 2D. So how you will find out value concentration of C and D at equilibrium point? So here first step is you have to assume concentration of C and D. Now in previous example, number of moles of all the species were equal to 1, but here this is not so. Here number of moles of C is equal to 1 and here D 2. So how you will solve these type of question? So here we will assume 2 moles equals to X. Okay, 2 moles is equal to X. Now here there is 1 mole. So that means you will write here X by 2. That means half of this, because 2 and here there is 1. So if we are considering 2 as X, so for 1 mole you will write X by 2. Okay, so that means this is a concentration at equilibrium point. Now how much concentration here will left? So here initial concentration of A was A, right? Small a. So here A minus X, because we were considering 2 moles equal to X and here there are 2 moles. So for 2 moles and 2 moles, value at equilibrium point, concentration at equilibrium point of product is equal to X. So here you will subtract X. Okay, because I've told you earlier that it depends on number of moles. So for 2 moles, here we will subtract minus X. And here number of moles of B is equal to 1. So here how you will subtract B minus X by 2. Okay, because for 1 mole the concentration which we have assumed is equal to X by 2. So here you will subtract X by 2 from the initial concentration. Okay, so it depends on the number of moles. Okay, for 2 moles we considered the concentration X, and for 1 mole X by 2. So here we will subtract according to number of moles. Okay, so here B minus X by 2 and here A minus X. Now this is the concentration at equilibrium point. Now formula is concentration of product divided by concentration of reactant, and number of moles will go in par. Okay, so here concentration of C at equilibrium point X by 2. So put the value. Concentration of D at equilibrium point X, and power will be 2 because number of moles are 2, divided by A minus X, and power will be 2 because number of moles are 2, and here B minus X by 2. Okay, and after that you will solve it. You will put the value of Kc which will be given in the question, and you will find out value of X. And here when you will put the value of X, then you will be able to find out concentration at equilibrium point for all the reactants and product. So this is how you will solve these kind of questions. So that's all for today, students. Now we will discuss homework which were given in lecture number 3. So question number 5, find the value of Kc for each of the following equilibria from the value of K. Okay, this is the equation, and in this equation value of Kp is given and you have to find out value of Kc. So you should know what is the relation between Kp and Kc. So this is the relation between Kp and Kc, that Kc is equal to Kp divided by Rt to the power delta Ng. Here delta Ng is number of moles of product minus number of moles of reactant. So just put the values here. Number of moles of product 2 plus 1, 3, 3 minus 2, which is equal to 1. Value of R is 0.0821 liter atmosphere Kelvin inverse mole inverse. Okay, because here value of Kp is in atmosphere, so we will take value of R equals to 0.0821. Temperature is equal to 500 Kelvin, which is given in the question. Put the values and find out value of Kc. In second part, in the same way, first you will write down formula of relation between Kc and Kp. After that you will find out value of delta Ng. Delta Ng is equal to 1, because here total number of moles of product is equal to 1, because calcium oxide is in solid state, so we will not consider it. Okay, because its concentration is constant. So here number of moles is equal to 1 and the reactant number of moles is equal to 0, because this is also in solid state. So here delta Ng is equal to 1, 1 minus 0 is equal to 1, okay, and you will put the value in formula and you will find out answer. So answer is 1.9 mole per liter. Now question number 6, for the following equilibrium, K is equal to 6.3 into 10 to the power 14 at 1000 Kelvin, and this is the equation, and you have to write value of Kc for the reverse reaction. Okay, for this equation, if value of Kc is equal to this, then for reverse equation value of Kc will be 1 by Kc. Okay, so the new equilibrium constant will be 1 by 6.3 into 10 to the power 14, which is equal to 1.59 into 10 to the power minus 50. This is question number 6. Question number 7, explain why pure liquid and solid can be ignored while writing the value of equilibrium constant. Okay, this is a derivation. So this is the derivation which you have to do, which I have already explained in the lecture, because molar concentration is equal to number of moles divided by volume of the substance, and formula of number of moles is given mass divided by molar mass. When you will rearrange it, you can write it mass by volume into 1 by molecular mass. Mass by volume is equal to density, so density by molecular mass. Now for solid substance and the liquid which are present in excess amount, density is constant and molecular mass is also fixed. It is also constant. That is why we can ignore solid and pure liquids. This is your homework which you have to do. You have to do NCERT exercise question number 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 17 and 18. So note down these questions. If you have any other doubt or queries, you can ask me on my email ID. Thank you and have a nice day.